Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone, good morning all of you. This is Ashima and you're watching us on Entri channel. In this video, we're going to talk about daily news events and daily current affairs, which are important from the examination perspective. All the new viewers, this video is going to be in two parts. First part being the descriptive part, in which we talk about news events in a bit of detail as per the requirement, whereas the other news events are discussed as point of one-liners or factual data, and therefore those events are going to be talked about in few pointers and related information is going to be given. All right, so we're going to begin now with the first news event of our, that is about Sudan. Now, what about Sudan has recently been in news, first being the Iranian news and the second, so Israeli news, and the second one that Sudan has been removed from the list of state sponsors of terrorism. Now, what is this state list of state sponsors of terrorism? Now, state sponsors of terrorism is a list which is generated by the United States of America, and in this list, what the idea behind this list is basically all those countries which are either supporting terrorism or financing them in any form, those organization supporters are listed in the state sponsors list of terrorism. Now, in this list, basically, like for example, if Jaish-e-Mohammed has been, this group has been designated as a terrorism group. So any country which is in any way supporting it financially or any other way, they are categorized in the state sponsor terrorism list. All the groups are generally the ones which have been identified by United Nations in the United Nations General Assembly, right? So, if we talk a bit more about this list, first of all, this list was first generated in 1979, and at that time, the first, entrants of this list were Iraq, South Yemen, Libya, and Syria. These four are the primary countries, or the first countries to be added in the list. Later on, in 1982, they added Cuba also because of a certain financing issue, and then later on after that, Iran was added, North Korea was added, Sudan was added in 1993. Sudan was added in 1993. Now later on, many have been removed also. So after all the additions and removals, Cuba has been removed, Libya has been removed, South Yemen has been removed. These countries have already been removed. So now we are left with as far as three countries only in the list after the removal of Sudan. North Korea, it was removed in 2000, it was first removed and then later in 2017 it was again added because of a certain threats issue that were going on between United States and North Korea, right? So it was again added, and these are the lists, these terrorism lists are the countries where the President of United States of America does not go, black marked states, right? Sudan, apart from being in news because happily it is no longer in the state sponsors of terrorism, apart from that, Sudan is also the third country which has normalized the relations with Israel, that is, it has accepted Israel as a country. So the Abraham Accord, if you people recall, which has been quite in news of this time. So Abraham Accord is there, which was mediated by United States of America, and it was signed by UAE, Bahrain, and Sudan. These are the three countries which have recently improved relations with Israel, considering it as a country or designating it as a country. Right. So Abraham Accord is important, the three countries which have signed Abraham Accord is important. Then this being a state sponsor of terrorism removal is important. When it was added is important. First list generation is important. Who generates the list is important. And North Korea is also important for when it was re-added or again added. Right. Next, we have National Saffron Mission. Now, this basically concerns with increasing the production of saffron, as we can clearly see. Now, saffron, if you people remember, is a product which was recently received GI tag, and that was Kashmiri Saffron. Kashmiri saffron had recently, in 2020 only, got a GI tag. So it is important for you to know which saffron has received GI tag. Now, National Saffron Mission was originally launched in Jammu and Kashmir only. Now, the latest news is that this has been extended to the northeast sector of India as well. So, northeast is going to be integrated in National Saffron Mission. Earlier, it was only for Jammu and Kashmir. Right, so it is soon to be implemented in the northeast region also, and the plans are obviously when Kashmir is the place where the GI tagged saffron is there, the best saffron. So from Kashmir, the plants are going to be transported to Sikkim. In Jammu and Kashmir, there's a region called Pampor region. This region is known as Saffron Bowl of Kashmir, and this is the region where maximum production of saffron takes place for India. India's maximum saffron production occurs at this place, and this is the one which is the main contributor of saffron for India, right? So now, since Kashmir has very few regions which have good quality and nice saffron, and the production therefore is going low because of floods and certain one or the other thing is happening, so bore wells have been increased, but still the production has not been able to increase. Therefore, countering to that part, the National Saffron Mission has been extended and now Sikkim has been included. Now, initially, this mission was launched in 2010 for a term period of 4 years. Later on, it was extended because in 2014, the production of saffron went down. So, to uplift it again, this was relaunched or it was extended. Now, Government of India has given a fund of 373 crores for this mission, but have they consumed it all? No, not even half. It's 150 crores which have been used only. Rest is still lying to be used. When it comes to northeast of India, who is going to overlook the plantation or the functionality of it? So this Nectar or Northeast Center for Technology Application and Research, this is the organization which is going to overlook the production in the area. Right, so feasibility, the growing, and what kind of things are required, all of these are going to be overlooked by Nectar. Right, GI tagged, I have already told you, it came up in 2020 and it was to Kashmiri saffron. It's important over here to know this saffron bowl of Kashmir, the Pampor region is very important. Next is right to recall Panchayat member bill of Haryana. Haryana recently, in the last day, we had talked about Haryana's reservation bill, which was for local. So local reservation of 75% was the bill which we talked about in the last session. In this video, we're going to talk about the new bill which has been introduced, that is the right to recall the panchayat members. So if they do not do their work properly, if they are not doing what they had promised, if the people are not happy, so they can recall the Panchayati Raj institution members. Just like in parliament, if the ruling government is not doing the right thing or they are not working on the right part, then the opposition can bring it down. Similarly, a similar opening or a gateway has been provided for Panchayati Raj system also. So according to Haryana Panchayati Raj second amendment bill, this is the second amendment bill. According to this bill, now the members can be recalled if they are not doing or functioning well. So how is that going to be there? And this can be done even before the tenure. That is the tenure term. If someone is doing even before that, they can be recalled. Now, how will it be there? First of all, if someone has to recall a member, in the Gram Sabha or in the ward, at least 50% members should be agreeing to it. So first regulation is that 50% of the people need to agree that the recalling is required from Gram Sabha or ward. Once this has happened, once this has been initiated, then there is going to be a secret ballot process. Now, in the secret ballot, at least two-thirds of majority is required of the total member votes. At least two-thirds have to be in the favor that the removal should take place. Only then will it be removed. It's not like you said you woke up one day and said we don't want Panchayati Raj and it's not going to be there. No. For removing a member, there has to be a certain process, and this is the process. Then, apart from this, the new additions to the bill include that 50% reservation has been provided in Panchayati Raj for women. And apart from that, in women Gram Panchayat, Zilla Parishad, all of these 50% reservation is there in Gram Panchayat, Zilla Parishad, and Panchayat Samiti, in all the three. And 8% reservation is going to be there for more disadvantaged group of backward classes. So over here now, since two bills have come into news, so you must know who is the Chief Minister of Haryana, that is Manohar Lal Khattar, and who is the Union Minister of Panchayati Raj, that is Narendra Singh Tomar. Both of them are important. Panchayati Raj Union Minister is important from this perspective, whereas Haryana Chief Minister is very important because various two bills of reservation have come up, so many amendments have come up. You can even expect statement-based questions. Uh, the things strike in that way. Then solar-based integrated multi-village water supply project has recently begun. This is the first solar-based integrated multi-village water supply project which has been launched in Arunachal Pradesh. It is India's first such project, and there are 39 villages in the Dibangu Valley district of Arunachal Pradesh where this is going to take place. So this project is first of all a mission of Modi, or our Prime Minister Modi, and it is going to utilize multiple resources to provide the resources that are required. So providing drinking water, green energy, and elements of tourism are also going to be included. So it's basically a green energy solar grid which is going to be put up for creating a clean energy, and via which is going to be as a clean drinking water, right? Now, the Prime Minister of, the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh is Pema Khandu, which is important for all of you. Area is important, that is where this is going to be implemented, and the state is important. Next is first Hyperloop passenger ride. Now, first Hyperloop passenger ride test has been conducted quite successfully, and its tests are being conducted in Las Vegas, if we say. So Las Vegas is the place where the tests are being conducted. Now, Hyperloop is one form of transportation which was initiated, or the idea was conceived by Tesla and SpaceX in 2012. After that, a certain tests are going on. Since they conducted the tests in a closed environment, so it's not easy to see that in the open environment, in the atmospheric pressure we have outside. Is it possible to do that? Because Hyperloop is a transport device which travels at the speed of 1000 kilometers per hour, and it is driverless. It does not have a driver, and it travels in vacuum, right? It's a capsule which travels in vacuum. So is it safe for the world outside with the conditions outside? That is why the tests are being conducted. Presently, they are being conducted in Las Vegas, and India is going to install the Virgin Hyperloop, and that is going to be connecting Mumbai and Pune. And once this is installed, it will cover the distance in hardly 25 minutes, right? So this is about the situation of Hyperloop. Now, people will say it is costly. Yes, it is costly, but if we compare to the high speed rail technology, it is comparatively cheaper to that, and much more operational and much less capital costs, right? So it is two-third capital costs hard, right? Now, the test of Hyperloop was also conducted by IIT Madras. If it is asked, IIT Madras recently conducted a Hyperloop contest so that engineers could put in their inputs in the project, right? Moving ahead, Himachal Pradesh anti-conversion law. Now, this is not a new law. This is an old law, but this has come to highlights recently. Now, why has it come to highlights? Now, this law is, first of all, it prevents the forceful conversion. So recently there's a recent murder in Faridabad area, and this has started, discussions over this law also. So in this debate, the girls basically are forced to change their religion after marriage, for whatever the reason being, right? For the reason of religion superiority, or whatever the reason, right? So a girl was murdered in broad daylight in Haryana because of this religion. She refused to change the religion. So that is why this anti-conversion law has come to news. Himachal Pradesh had enacted this in 2007, which prohibits the religious conversion via fraud or via force. Now, apart from that, freedom of religion bill was also passed in 2019, which states clearly that this cannot be done forcefully. Right? We need stricter laws. No person is allowed to convert via fraud, and if someone wants to change the religion, they have to inform the magistrate 1 month before the religion change happens. So, in that 1 month duration, the inquiry can be done. This is what this 2019 bill did. So, it asked for 1 month notice before changing the religion so that the inquiry can take place. Recently, if we talk about the religious conversions in Gujarat, there are various, there are applications that have been seen in Kerala. There are, Dalits and Christians who have converted religions or are converting back to Hinduism, right? It's not something that is new, but it is something that needs to be regulated, especially in a country where, like India, where we have so many religions. Then is 15th Finance Commission report. Now, this Finance Commission was headed by N.K. Singh, and they have submitted their report to the President of India. In any paper, if they ask you, where is this report submitted? This report is submitted to the President of India. So what are the changes? First of all, they have a suggested the suggestions. If we look at the list of suggestions, first of all, the central tax revenues 41% should go to states. Earlier it was 42%. Now they have said that only 41% should go to the states. Second of all, 4.3 lakh crores for the development of local governments. 1 lakh grant for healthcare should be there. Seeing the times of COVID, healthcare has come into a highlight. It has become a big picture now. Then revenue deficit grants to 17 states should be given, and that should be approximately 2.9 lakh crores. These statistics are important, especially for banking students. Then it is also advised that the state should keep 8% of their budget for healthcare capacities. Recently, GDP's 2% was given for new education policy. Similarly, for states, it has been proposed that 8% of the budget should be reserved for healthcare capacities and building the healthcare facilities. Apart from that, Rashtriya Suraksha Nivedya Kosh, a fund, this is the name of a fund, and this fund establishment has been proposed by the Finance Commission. What is this fund about? This is about modernization of defense, modernizing the defense sector and internal security. Defense and internal security strengthening should be done, and for that this fund should be made, and it can add a lot of amount like 2.4 lakh crores by 2021 to 26 should be added to this fund so that this can be utilized on a better scale, and it should be transferred to the consolidated fund of India. Consolidated fund of India, it should be transferred to, right? Now, it also states that this fund should be directly under the Ministry of Defense, or Defense Ministry should be the one which overlooks it, exclusive rights to the Defense Ministry. Now we'll be looking at a few one-liners, them being, first of all, the name change of Ministry of Shipping has taken place. Ministry of Shipping is now Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Earlier, Ministry of HRD was name was changed. The Ministry of HRD was changed to Ministry of Education. Now this ministry has changed its name. Is it for the first time this name has been changed? No. Earlier in the year 2000, this name of Ministry of Shipping was Ministry of Surface Transport. Ministry of Surface Transport. So it was divided into two ministries, Ministry of Shipping, and here the first came Ministry of Shipping and Ministry of Roads and Transportation. This happened in the year 2000. Then in the year 2004, what happened was the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways and Shipping, they were merged again, and named as Ministry of Shipping, Road and Transport and Highways. So these both were merged again in 2004. In 2020, now the name has been changed. In 2009, again divided. So in 2009, they divided it again, and now in 2020, the name has been changed. Then Joe Biden has announced a 12-member COVID-19 task force, and this task force is going to be led by Vivek Murthy, and there are other people also who are going to be there. Even Obama administrator health advisories which were there, they have also been included. Right. Vivek Murthy is from Karnataka. If we talk about, he is an immigrant from Karnataka. He's a resident of Karnataka. He's an immigrant to Delhi, to United States of America. Right. Next, sound show, Sarnath lights, sewerage related works, infrastructure projects, multi-purpose seed storage house, Varanasi city smart lighting, 102 Go Ashray Kendras, 105 Anganwadi Kendras. All of them are going to be established in Varanasi. The projects have recently been launched by the Prime Minister of India. Atal Innovation Mission and Sirius Russia have launched AIM, or Atal Innovation Mission Serious Innovation Program, for Indian and Russian school children. Now, what is going to be under this project is that there are going to be eight virtual projects and mobile applications that will be created by students, educators, mentors, whoever they be. And this is going to address the global challenges. They may be in the field of science, in the field of health, in the field of artificial intelligence, whatever they want to. But this is going to address the global issues. Right? Next, Azerbaijan's President Ilham Aliyev have announced that they have taken over Susha, the second largest city of this Nagorno-Karabakh. Right. So, although Armenia has refused it, they say that it has not been taken, and Azerbaijan says it's taken. So, what I'm going to tell you about is this place. Now, Nagorno-Karabakh is this area, the red one area, right? And over here is the city called Sushi, right over here. Right? Azerbaijan says it has taken over, Armenia says not taken over. Right? Now over here, these are the places which have been taken by Armenia. Azerbaijan's area taken by Armenia via military, or occupied the area of Armenia by military. Now this whole issue, if we talk about between Armenia and Azerbaijan, is basically about this landlocked area which is in the middle, and both of them want it. So this conflict happened in 1980s to 1994 around. Since then, this area has been under Armenia. This area is actually under certain parts under Armenia, and Azerbaijan wants that part. Right? So it's important to know about Susha, about Nagorno-Karabakh enclave, and about the countries which are on the conflict side. Then Japan has proclaimed the Crown Prince Akshino as the heir to the throne. Now, earlier this year, in 2020 only, his elder brother, Emperor Naruhito had taken over as the emperor. Recently, he had become the monarch last year, basically in 2019. After his father, he became the monarch, and now the heir to the throne has been announced, and that is Prince Akshino, the younger brother of Naruhito. Right? So with this, we wind up the session of today, and I hope this video was helpful to all of you and the preparations. Thank you so much for being with us, and I'll see you in the next video with as much information as we can. Until then, good luck with your preparations. Thank you and take care.